And we're off to a funky start today, Mr. Terry.
Yep.
So trying to press buttons, hit up comments, get ready to go for a fun day in Kentucky, of course. But we can also have a fun day today in Arizona at Turf Paradise. Free picks today at the Guaranteed Tip Sheet. I'm kind of on a roll of late, so make sure you head on over there. There's a link in the description if you're on YouTube. For those free picks, you'll see right down there. It should be hot, fast racing. Alberta Mike in a 350-yarder. It's going to be a best bet at 5-1 morning line. Hey, best bet, maidens, 350 yards. Daddy needs some new shoes, Terry. As always, right? So yesterday, interesting day at Parks. Some early predictability, and then it got a little wild at the end.
Yeah,
Parks for sure. So hopefully, speaking of wild, I think today's Keeneland's card, woof, if you can come out of this thing with some winners, I think you have a great day today. I think this was a particularly hard card to handicap. What did you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of times when you got 2-year-olds like this that you have very little information to go on, so it's really hard to know who's going to do what. So it's
I think the whole card is kind of like that because you got foreign invaders, you got deep fields. There's not much separating one horse from that you have ranked first from maybe the horse that's rated 8th. So it's a lot of different ways these races can go for sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned some 2-year-olds, Terry, bunch of first-time starters in the opener. So Daddy needs some new shoes.
Yeah.
What's it all about?
It's 4.5 furlongs, and it's a maiden race, a $90,000 purse, and it's for maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. All right. Private Ross, best bet of the day, Keeneland, race number 7, number 8. We'll get there. Keeneland, race 1. You like the 8 horse. All right. So, 4.5 furlongs, Terry. It has favored horses that have a little bit of giddy up and go when the gates open. 33% of the time, the horse that has the lead at the first call will have the lead at the last call. There's an inside 3 small discount. 4 through 7 play a little bit above par. 8 and out, there's a discount. Terry, there's no data here. You can see here they're all first-time starters in race number 1. So the data that we need to pay attention to is right here, Terry, and it's all about the horses and our 3-point ranking system and bullet workouts. So this is available over on our links for all of this information is available in the description below. So make sure you take a look at it. Come back and review it. You'll see why this is helpful when looking at first-time starters. So, Terry, the only thing you and I can do for race number 1 is go about making some selections.
Yep, that's right. And I like the 5, Satisfied Mind. She's a first-time starter whose dam has 1 winner from 3 starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like Evolution, the 2. She's a first-time starter as well, whose dam has 2 winners from 3 starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then Backgammon, the 7, is a first-time starter whose dam has 3 winners from 4 starters and 2 stakes winners, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then my long shot is the 9, Daring Move. She's a first-time starter. The dam has 1 winner from 3 starters, and the breeding suits today's sprint distance. She has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me here.
Well, I'm just going to go like this. I just rank these horses in order according to the program over here, our system of ranking first-time starters. So I just put them in this order. I went with the 7, Backgammon, the 5, Satisfied Mind, the 10, Purely Zen, and number 3, Nanzig. That's my order. And then because anything can happen in this race, I said, why not?
Yeah.
Good chance to get a good piece of a pie if it works out. So I did a 50-cent trifecta box with the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 10 in the opener of babies at Keeneland today. Private Ross doing a little foreshadowing for us. We're going to go off to race number 2 at Keeneland right now. We will have a chance to review our data, Terry. But before we do that, let's review what they're running for.
So 6 furlongs, maiden claiming race, $20,000 claiming price, purse $48,000 for maidens, fillies, mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
I think 6 furlongs. There's 3 races on the card out of the 8 at 6 furlongs. So pay attention to the bias here in race number 2. It could be helpful later in the day. Stalkers tend to do well, so middle forward, although 30% still win gate to wire. There's a strong rail bias for Big Earn. 2 and 3 get a bit of a discount. 4 and out are fair, but the closer to the rail, the better off you are. Being forward, Terry, in race number 2 does have some usefulness to it. So which horses are most likely to be towards the front in this spot?
Well, the 11 and the 3 show the most speed, followed up by that 7 and 6. But I think the 11 and 3 could go head to head if they get out of that quarter pole, out of that gate first.
Yeah. One of the keys to being able to win is proving that you can hit par for this level. That would be 79, Terry. Which horses in this race have the best chance to accomplish that feat today?
Well, in the past, the 1 and the 6 has done it. And as far as what's going to happen in this race, the 6 has the best chance as far as the data, but they all have a pretty good chance in here if you look at the data to either equal or exceed the par speed number for this race.
So the way we do that, it's 1,000 simulations where we simulate and then project out speed figures and we add them up. And they divide it by 1,000, right? 1,000 simulations. And you see that in 337 times out of 1,000, Casilda did hit a par speed figure or that or above. A couple of other stats over here, Terry. Another first-time starter. Well, you got a bunch of no's. Typically, we look for that. But we want a 2.5 score or at least into the 2s. So maybe not the best first-time starter coming for Lady Blake.
Yep.
And then over here, we have second race par ability. That's a horse that's making its second career start. And with typical second race improvement, a good chance to hit par or better today. Now, Terry, a lot of times in these races, getting your horse in the right position is the best thing to do. And which jockey is most likely to do that?
Well, the 8 looks like the best jockey in here. And then the trainer would be the 4. But the 8 also looks like the best combination of trainer and jockey. But the 2 has a good chance too. So
I think that's the 6 horse, Terry, in race number.
6, yeah.
Yeah, race number 2 we're in. All right, so our pace view over here looks to see most of these horses. So these are pilots. These compiler or co-pilots. PCs can really be anywhere. Closers, these horses have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. And here you have a first-time starter. When a race is shaped like this, where most everybody's middle back, you want some early speed, Terry. We did mention that the 11 and the 3, none of them are up there. The 6 horse does kind of show up in there, so if it can get the lead, look out. But of all these horses, which ones are most likely to get a race that best mirrors their best performances?
Well, according to the data, the 14 starts out with that and then followed up by that 3 horse, although there's several of them that look pretty good.
And yesterday we had a whole bunch of winners that popped up out of our top total pace horses. The top 4 account for about 70% of all winners come out of that group. Terry, I think probably pretty similar for your group as well. What's the top 4 for you here?
Okay, I like the 6 as my first choice. Finished third in her last race. Has a highest speed figure at today's distance. Best start speed is fast among today's starters. Actually tied with another horse. She has a good high percentage winning trainer and switched to high percentage winning jockey and a good workout on the 9th. And then the 8 is my second choice. Finished 4th in her debut race after a slow start. Has a trainer who wins 30% of the races when taking a horse up one class, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Menu Please, the 3 is my third choice. Has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 24% of the races when taking a horse from an all-weather surface to a dirt surface, and will probably do good trying dirt for the first time. And then the 1 Big Earn is my long shot, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 20% of the maiden claiming races. He has a horse in, and his best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. I'm going to play the first Miami Vice Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use a 1, 3, 6, 8 with the 2, 4, 5, 8. Single the 10, and then I'm going to use the 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, $50 cost.
Singling a horse. Got a lot of cojones. I'm going to go with the 6 horse Casilda in my picks too. Getting better race by race. Great works. Getting ready. Then the 8 horse, Violence's or second race improvement. Just needs a little better start than it had in its debut. Big Earn, Irad, could be up front, but the horse could also rally, so has a bunch of different ways to the winner's circle. And then what's her number? The 14 horse. This horse is what I call a light switch horse. Sometimes it runs on, sometimes it runs off. If the light is on today, the horse can win for sure. My pick 4 is 1, 6, 8, 14, 5, 8, 6, 10, 11, 1, 3, 8, and 10 for 48 Dolores. Race number 1, about to get cooking right now. There's a pretty prohibitive favorite with that 5 horse. Satisfied Mind is 1-1 right now with a bunch of 2-year-olds. That's a lot of courage for horses that have never done anything. Actually, it's down to 3-5 now.
Mm-hmm.
So they must think something in there. That 10 horse that was 12 to 1 is now 7 to 2. So a little bit of money following that horse. The 7 horse, 14 to 1. There you go. That's the one we'd like to see win. And then the 9 horse at 8 to 1. And I have the 3 at 10 to 1. They're off and they are racing. So it looks like the 5 horse did get out to the lead pretty easily there too. The 2 horse right now, Evolution, that one is in second place. And then you got a bunch of other horses trying to figure out what they want to do. The 5 and the 2 continue to set the lead. Looks like the 3 horse is going to try to make it run up the rail there. Although the 5 and 2 have a pretty good advantage over everybody else. Let's see who does what here as the race comes to a close. 5 horse is your leader. 2 horses in second. It doesn't really look like a whole lot of other horses. The 2 might actually get the 5 here. It looks like. You got nobody else really doing anything else right now. So they're going to run right around the track. 5 to, looks like the 7 might come in there, Terry. 3, 5, 2, 7, 9. 5 to, yeah, you had the superfecta in order.
And trifecta.
Uh-huh. So with that 7.
Yeah. So
backgammon. Long shot in there. The 3, the 5. Well, the 5 was into the 7. I just missed out on the other ones in there from my trifecta. But what are you going to do? I took some prices in the first-time starters, and they just didn't come in.
Yeah.
Race number 3 is what's next on our agenda. Hey, Don Johnson, how you doing this morning? Thanks for joining in today. We appreciate that. We're off to race number 3, right?
Yep, that's right.
Race number 3. Let's go about talking about the particulars for this one.
Mile and 16th, claiming race, $32,000 claiming price. The purse is $69,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upward.
So for a mile and a 16th, you're looking for horses that have the ability to be middle forward. Still, Kobe Bryant, 24, go wire to wire. Here's a rail discount, so I'm your man. Might not be your man today. 2 through 7, a bonus, 8 and out, a discount as well. So stay off the rail, stay off the outside, have some early speed. That's probably the best recipe to win. And it looks like one horse in here, Terry, that they're going to have to catch at some point.
That's right, that too, and it's got double the speed of anything else in there, according to the data there. So it should get that quarter pole first.
Yeah, as far as being able to hit par, Terry, it looks like they all have that ability today.
Yeah, they do, all but the 6, which was within 1 point, which was really close, of equaling or exceeding the par speed number for today.
And how does it look in terms of our simulations here? It looks like, again, a lot of them can do it, but pretty small numbers.
Yeah, the 5 shows the best numbers, followed up by the 4. But yeah, all of them show that they have a possibility to either equal or exceed the speed bar number.
Right here we see on this column here, pace improvement and faster fractions, the indications of horses that are on the improve. So we see right here the 7 horse showed better early pace, better mid pace, also showed better fractions, both for the quarter mile and the half mile, so the second quarter. These ones here are dropping in class with the red and the down arrow. The 2 horse moving up in class. Excuse me, yes, the 4 moving up in class. The 5 and 6 running at the same level today. Terry, who's running with the best jockey trainer combinations?
Well, now I'm going to tell you what I told you the last race. The 8 was the best jockey. 4 looks like the best trainer, but the 8 and the 2 appear to be the best jockey trainer combination.
Our race shape here, we see that, again, most of the horses want to be middle back. So that should favor horses that can get towards the front, Terry. Looks like the 2 to 68, they'll be over in that mix there. Of those, Terry, none of them going over 50%, but a few of them looking like they might find this race to their comfort.
That's correct. That 8 shows a 43%, which is pretty nice. It's going to feel pretty comfortable in this race.
And our speed chart over here, this is the high speed mark. This is the low speed mark relative to everybody else. You can see that this 8 horse all over the place. He's got the best and the worst race. That's pretty amazing. Your red dot is our average race for these horses, again, relative to everybody else. And just kind of looking at this, Terry, it looks like the 4 horses average race is pretty close to the top for most of the others in here. We see that the 5 horse top last race speed figure, that was 3 points better than everybody else. That's the minimum that our Andrew Beyer likes to see when he's doing his handicapping. As far as closers are concerned, you got a couple of them over here, the 7 and the 8, that have a pretty good advantage over the rest of the field. The 8 horse is your top total pace horse, almost 2 lengths. Every 5 points equals 1 length. So almost 2 lengths better than everybody else, Terry. So a lot of different ways you can pick a horse here. How did you pick your horse for race number 3?
Well, I like the 5 Gilmore. He finished third versus Similar in his last race, has a best speed at today's best start speed among today's starters, and he has a high percentage when he trainer jockey. And then Slip Mahoney, the 8 is my second choice. Finished third versus Tougher in his last race, drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Baba Voss, the 4, third choice. Won his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 2 as my long shot, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and can improve while returning to the dirt.
We have the same horses in the same order. Gilmore is my pick to win here. Top last race speed figure, 3 points better. It's our simulation favorite. Third start after a layoff. The only time it ran at Keeneland, it was at a mile and a 16th, and it won. Number 8, Slip Mahoney, definitely been facing much better horses. There's no question about that. If you look at the past performances, I think he was actually running in like a bunch of stakes races over and over and over and over and over again, right? So, yeah, you see him in here, and then boom. So look at all these stakes races it's running in. Boom, 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 boom. Wood Memorial, trying to qualify for the Kentucky Derby, right?
Yeah.
And yet he's running for $32,000 today. Why? I don't know, Terry. It's a little bit of a sneaky or suspicious drop to me. Baba Voss, the 4 horse, highly consistent performer, will be closing and at times has high-level stakes, late speed ability. And then the 2 horse, Ganare, 20-1 shot. Doesn't look like it on paper. Could be your pace setter against everybody except maybe the 6. I'm going to do a $2 exact the key box with that top last race speed figure, third up sim favorite, 5 horse with all, as I spend a little bit more of my money. Race 4 is the midpoint of this 8 race card. Again, I feel like, Terry, when we only do 8 races coming out of parks where we're always doing 10, I feel like we're stealing. But anyway.
Yeah, like we're on vacation. Anyway, this one's a 7 furlong race. It's a claiming race, $20,000 claiming price, a $50,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races, or 3-year-olds.
Yeah, and at 7 furlongs, that quirky distance, is it a sprint? Is it a route? Well, with 1 turn, it probably acts more like a sprint, and that's what the profile of a winner says too, because early speed does well. Almost 4 out of 10 win wire to wire. None of them so far have won from the rail. So if God of Wine, all you ladies who love your wine, you might want to pass on God of Wine. 2 through 7 a bonus, 8 and out, they get a discount, Terry. So with a 40% chance to go wire to wire in race number 4, who's got the best chance to do that here?
Well, you take a look there, and that 6 has the most speed, followed by the 11. So those 2 have more speed than the rest of the horses. Should get out of there to the quarter pole first.
Yeah, and only 1 horse so far has shown that it can hit par. That's 87, right, Terry?
Yeah, that's right. The only one that shows that is that 10 horse.
He's also the only class dropper in this mix, Terry, and looks like he's got all the other credentials as far as connections are concerned too.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the best jockey trainer, the combination, so that's a good thing to keep in mind.
Indeed. A few horses in here showing some improvement, mostly at the end of the race, some late race improvement, although the one, God of Wine, with that rail bonus or discount, only one to improve its fractions both at the first quarter and the second quarter of last race. It's pretty balanced. You got 5 that want to be forward, 5 that want to be back. So getting a great trip matters here, Terry. Who's likely to get the best trip?
Well, it looks like the 4 has the best number per comfort zone here. It looks like it's going to be very comfortable at 80, almost 82%, and then followed up by that 2.
So if we figure out how we calculate that out, we isolate a horse's best races, and then we compare where they are relative to the leader at the quarter mile marker, and then we match this race to that race. And in 81, or almost 82%, so 800 and 818 times. Cause a ruckus. Today's pace will match its best performances. Over here, too, we see in our chart again, Terry, another one with its average race, that 10 horse, being better than most of the other horses' best performances. So that 10 horse could be a monster, although we do have a big late race advantage for the 3 horse. That's got about a 2.5 late speed edge. So if that one's remotely close, Criminal Defense coming out of the turn, could be very hard to hold that one off. And the 6 horse, almost a 2-length total pace edge. Anytime you close in on 10, those horses should be in your picks. Did the 6 make your picks there?
Well, let me see here. I like that 10 to start with. Double barrel has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and that trainer jockey combination the last 14 days have been in the money 8 times, winning 4 of those starts, and has the best start speed among today's starters. Then I like the 11. He ran third in his last race. He has the highest last speed rating. The trainer wins 18% of the claiming races he has a horse running in, and this horse can improve while returning to a sprint. Then 6 you talked about, Dewey's Beast. He's my third choice. He finished second in one of race out of 2 starts at Parks Racing, and he likes the distance. Then a number 8, Coach Campbell. Long shot. He won his last race at Turfway Park, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets in here for me.
So we start the same 3 again. So wide open card, and somehow we're ending up in the same place. Well, the 10 horse is the only one with a par race, so you have to put that horse in your picks. The 11 horse, Panther, either of his last 2 races are better than what most of the other horses have done. Though I do worry a little bit about that 11 horse. Through my reading and research, one of the things you got to be on the lookout for are what they call pairing peak races. So here you see the horse is peaking 2 races in a row. And then you see the same thing here, 2 peaks and then regress. So I'm a little worried about some regression out of Panther today. If he doesn't regress and runs that same race, good spot. Number 6, Dewey's Beast. This one has a good chance to be the pace setter here today. And as we talked about, has that nearly 2-length total pace edge. Maybe we should move that one up a notch over the 11. And then Odds on Tony. This guy's improving race after race after race, after spending more than a year off. So the horse looks like it's finally healthy. The only time the horse ran at today's 7 furlong distance, it ended up in the winner's circle. So I'm going to do another 50-cent trifecta box. You got some pretty good odds in here with the 6, the 9, the 10, and 11. Fingers crossed we hit one of those today for a good price. Speaking of good prices, Terry, if you did Terry's superfecta in that first race, in order, 5, 2, 7, and 9 for 10 cents, folks. You wouldn't have to put much money up there. You would have got $22.73 back. So even if you did mine and you lost on one and won on the other, 20 cents turned into $22.73. Where else can you do that, Terry, in a minute and 15 seconds? It wasn't even that long. It was probably like 48 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's right. And it's just about the horse races, the only place you could do that.
Yeah, it is for sure. You certainly can't do that in the bank. Maybe in the stock market nowadays with all of the volatility we have going on. Race number 5 begins the second half of the card. It's also the much dreaded race of death because it's the first leg of the late pick 4 and the last leg of the early pick 4. So if you don't win this one, you can't win either one, Terry.
That's right.
It's important that we focus here, Terry, for race number 5. And what are they running for here?
Well, they're going to go to the turf, and it's a 5.5 furlong race, and it's a maiden race. It's a purse of $110,000. It's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
5.5 furlongs on the Kentucky Bluegrass. Stalkers do good. Still 1 out of 5 horses, a little bit more than that. A touch, 21% win on the lead. There's a very strong performances for these horses. If you will post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, they all do really well. 8 and out, not so good. And there's a lot of horses in this field, Terry. So it looks like you want to be in the front 7. It looks like you want to have some speed, but the fastest of them all is on the outside as a Buffalo Girl.
That's right. That 11 horse shows the most speed. Oh, actually double than the next closest to it. So the 11, if it gets out clear, maybe you get to that quarter pole first.
Maybe, yeah. Not too many of them here, Terry, showing that they can produce a race that has won at this level.
Yeah, only the 1 and 8 show that they've either equaled or exceeded the speed race, par speed race for this race in the past.
Yeah, and only a few looking like they have, at least according to our simulations, an opportunity to do it again.
Yeah, the 1, 13, 3, and 8 show that they could possibly do that today.
So if you're looking for improvement, the only horse that improved across the board last time out was the 8 horse. Better early pace, better mid pace, better late pace. According to Craig Malkowski, you're looking for horses that put 2 improvements together in a row. So you can include the 1 in there. Maybe you can include the 13 in there. The 1 horse, Bundechen, the only one also with some better early pace and better early fractions. It's like they're all moving up a little bit in class today. Terry, you got a first-time starter in here, Magic Escape, 2.98 out of 3 points. That's pretty solid.
It is pretty nice.
And then the 3 horse, Candy Mine, also a second race improvement candidate, where a typical second race improvement puts that horse in contention to go above par. So maybe add a 3rd horse to that list. If you're looking for jockeys and trainers, looks like you got plenty to choose from.
That's right. The best jockey looks like the 6, and the best trainer looks like the 5. But I think the best combination is the 6. So
yeah, but a lot of green spots in here. So pretty competitive race from that standpoint. Another race where you got some good balance. 3 that want to lead, 3 that want to pressure, 3 that want to close. The 6 and 11 so far not within 5 lengths of the winner when the race is over. The 10's going to get started soon for its first race today. Terry, looks like we have a standout in here for likely to get a race that fits.
Yeah, that 8 shows that it's going to be very comfortable in this race. And so I think it's got a lot of good information here.
Yeah, the 2 horse, another one also that's topping 50%. Red dots all over the place. A lot of horses that are making their 2nd or 3rd start, so not a lot to look at there. As far as the in-race edge, the biggest one is Practical Love, that 8 horse with the great C-Zone. Also the top last race speed figure, 5 points better than everybody else, but strangely doesn't show up in our top total pace horses, which is a concern. So another race, Terry, where a lot can win. Which one do you think will?
Well, I like Candy Mine, the 3. She ran 2nd in her last race. Her dam has 1 winner from 2 starters, and one of them was a turf winner. So her breeding suggests she will like the grass, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 6, Software, is my 2nd choice. Ran 3rd in her last race. Dam has 6 winners from 9 starters, and 5 of those were turf winners. She switches to high percentage winning jockey, and they added Lasix today. And then the 10, Magic Escape. She is a first-time starter whose breeding suggests she will like the grass, and she has 5 bullet workouts in a row. And then the 5 is my long shot. She ran 3rd in her last race, and she can improve while trying the grass. I think it's kind of a wide open race, so I'm going to bet my Miami Vice pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 3, 6, 8, and 10. 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 10 with the 3, 5, with the 9, 12, with the 1, 4, 5, and 6.
Well, I do agree with you, Terry. As you can tell from our picks, it is a pretty wide open race for sure. So I am going to start in the 5th spot in the race of death with the 8 horse. That is that top last race speed figure horse. Just missed at this level at Gulfstream Park. Paired maintenance workout since that horse should be sharp today. The 1 horse, Bunchen. That is a Wesley Ward horse. We know he loves those fast turf races as a trainer. Strong rail horse, strong workouts. Could take advantage of that position. The 3 horse, Candy Mine, 2nd race improvement. That's enough. First-time Lasix should help that improvement happen. And then the 10, Magic Escapade. Plenty of excellent workouts for a horse that gets 2.98 out of 3 possible points for a first-time starter, although the post sucks. I'm going to go with the pick 4, 1, 3, 8, 10 with the 3, 5, 6, the 2, 9 with the 1, 2, 4, 5, and then a 50-cent trifecta, 1, 3, 8, 1, 3, 8, 10, 13 with the 1, 3, 8, 10, 13. As I put a little bit more of my money to work. Before we go to work on race number 6, Terry, there's a couple different ways you can make sure you catch the Aqueduct Show tomorrow, 4 and Friday on Friday. And then next week, of course, we'll do Parks on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, Keeneland, provided it's running. Thursday, Aqueduct, and then 4 and Friday again. To do that, Terry, what's the best course of action?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Very easy to do. It didn't cost you even a dime. And go ahead and hit that bell so it notifies you about all the great programs coming up. Go down and copy that link, share it with everybody you know, and then go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, and excuse me, at Horse Race the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. It really helps us out a lot. And then keep these comments and picks coming during the show. We love to see them.
Yes, indeed. All the interactivity helps us a lot with the algorithms for the likes at YouTube or Google or Facebook or X, wherever you're watching. Please share our content. Please make sure you hit the subscribe and like buttons. When the show is over, another thing you can do is head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Right in the front here, you'll see a link to today's show. There'll be a picture. Just click on that, and you'll get a review of all of the comments as well as a race replay. In the description on YouTube, we will timestamp every race so you can come back and watch them. The data sheet, there's also a link for it in the description on YouTube as well, so you can come back and take a look at that. And then when you're at Horse Racing Today, right there, that HRT gear button, click that. Come on over here, get yourself a purple number 10 shirt, or a blue and brown, as I mix colors today very well at Horse Racing Today. 2 days left to get 20% off. Look great, support the show, and let's see if we can find a winner for race number 6, 7, and 8, Terry.
All right, 6 is the 6 furlongs, an allowance race, $120,000 purse for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claimant starter or which have never won 2 races.
So to get that much coveted second dub, again, at 6 furlongs, this is the second time they're going to go there. Be middle forward. That's a good place to be. 30%, in fact, they're on the lead. Keep the lead and never see another backside of a horse. Jimmy Rules gets a strong rail edge. 2 and 3, a little bit of a discount. And then 4 and out are fair, but being closer to the rail is better than being farther away from the rail. So with 30% of the horses, Terry, winning on the lead, which horses have the best chance to take the route wire to wire today?
Well, it looks like that 5 does. As you can see, it's got 41% in its data, and followed up by the 6. But I think this 5 gets out cleanly. It's going to get to that quarter pole first, and maybe never stop. Who knows?
You never know. And then the 6 horse being the only one that's hit par for this level, Terry. And how many others? I mean, who looks like they have a good chance to maybe join him today?
Well, again, that's 6, but then you got some others in there too that are around 13% or 10%, like the set, like the 1, 3, 4, and let's see, 7 or 8. I mean,
And we see here that the 3 horse, some early pace improvement, some faster fractions. You see that pattern. A lot of those horses run really good races the next time out. We have another second-time starter in here that has a chance with typical second race improvement to become a borderline stakes horse. I mean, you start reaching those triple digits and speed figures, you can expect to see those horses running in low-level or high-allowance stakes, low-level stakes or high-level allowance. This race shape, Terry, is a lot of speed in here. So you're going to want a horse perhaps that has a little bit of late speed. You see right here, the 1, the 7, the 8, and the 2, along with the 6, have the most, although the 1 is a little bit of a standout in there. Terry, any standouts for horses that are most likely to get a race today that will look a lot like their best performances?
Well, yeah, that 3 and that 1 shows really good, and then followed up by the 4 and the 6. They have a real good chance. They like the comfort of this race, I think.
2 horse here is the one that has the average race, along with perhaps the 6 horse. That's better than the top performance for most of these other horses in here, Terry. Our top 4 total pace horses right there, the 6, the 5, the 1, and the 7. Who are your top 4?
Well, I like in this race the 5. He won his debut race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like Just a Freak. The 3, he has not raced in more than 5 months, but he's been working out steadily for his return, and he can improve at the shorter distance, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 6. Third choice has the highest speed figure at today's distance and a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Trust Issues. The 8 is my long shot, finished third in his last race, has a high percentage winning jockey, likes the distance. No additional bets for me here.
5 and 6, well, the 5 horse, second race improvement. And as I mentioned, it's a borderline stakes type horse. It won its debut pretty easily after coming off to kind of a sluggish start. And that was the 50-cent favorite, 1-2 favorite. So really the bettors like that horse, back that horse, and it won big. Augusta Melody, the 6 horse, is the only horse for the par race. Anytime there's a horse in the field, when you look at our data sheet, it's the only horse with the par race, proven it can win at this level. It's a must add to your picks. This horse should be better in its second start after a layoff. And I noticed too in here, this is what I call one of those finely healthy horses. You see with the 6 horse, it's been off. It runs and heads to the sideline. It runs, it heads to the sideline. It runs, it heads to the sideline, right? It hasn't been healthy. But if you look over here, Terry, he ran some big races out in your neck of the woods.
Sure
in
did.
The 90s. So I think this one's finally healthy for Brittany Russell and back to work. That finally healthy angle has worked very well for me. And then finally, Tivy, the 2 horse coming off the sidelines as well. This time with a hot work. I'd expect a hot race out of Tivy as well. No bets for me. We head off to the last 2 for the late daily double, starting off in race number 7, Terry, another sprint in the grass.
That's right. Second one today. It's another allowance race, $120,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than maiden, claim, and starter, or which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, and to get that second race at 5.5 furlongs on the grass, again, stalkers, middle forward, that's the best strategic way to find yourself collecting the winner's check. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, all performing very well. None have won from 8 or out. Get another field, Terry, with some horses in there that are going to get tough post positions in here. But if you're looking for speed, which ones are you looking at?
Well, it's the 8 followed up by the 4, but I think the 8 has double the speed that anything in there has. So
it also has a gap in its early pace of about 1 length faster than everybody else. So the 8 horse can absolutely get to the lead and clear everybody, and maybe can find his way to the winner's circle from that outside post. There, that 8 has a par race with a couple of others joining it.
It sure does. The 8 has the best numbers, as you can see right there, but followed up by the 1 and the 12. And of course, the 8 has, again, the best par plus number.
And you see here, too, that the 12 horse, being one that had better early pace, better fractions for the 7 horse, La Frolette. I think that one actually scratched out of here today, so that doesn't matter at the end there. The couple class droppers in the 5 and in the 12, down a whole length for the 12. We got another one of those horses, Terry, in here with the second race improvement. This time can go as high as 104. That is a high-level stakes horse if it can actually get there. If you're looking for jockey trainers, Terry, it looks like another one in here that's a standout.
Yeah, the 5. 5 has the best jockey trainer combination for this race, as far as I'm concerned.
That looks like the 4 to me, but all right. Yeah, in here, and then the 3, not too bad as well. Our race shape, most horses want to be middle back. Here's your group that want to be forward, get to the lead. You got a great chance to do well here, Terry. You do see that 8 horse. It's a little bit of a left arrow action. A lot of them in here with green in the comfort zone.
Yeah, that's right. But I like, let's see. Let me see. I lost my computer for a minute. Yeah, a lot of them do have a good comfort zone, but the one that has the best is the 1. Look at that, 93% followed by that 6 and then 11 and 12. So,
yeah, a lot of horses with a good chance to get there. Remember, those post positions are tough. If you look at this 8 horse, its average race, Terry, its only race so far, tops over everybody else. I mean, that 8 horse could be tough to beat. Also has a 1 length total pace advantage. Question is, can the 8 get to the front and stay there all the way around the track in race number 7? Not even in your picks, Terry. Why is the 12 going to make easy work of the 8?
Well, the 12's been knocking at the door, finishing in the money in her last race, of course, running second versus similar. And she earned the highest last speed rating at today's distance. Her best dirt speed is fast among starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer jockey, and my personal favorite in turf races are the outside horses. And then the 9 Saturday Flirt is the second choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 26% of the sprints. He has a horse running in. She has a high percentage winning jockey, and Lasix added. Satin Blue, the one, is my third choice. Finished third versus similar on the dirt in her last race, and her best turf speed is close to the average winning speed. And then I like Elegant, the 4. She comes in from Santa Anita to try Keeneland, has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 23% of the allowance races he has a horse running in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
So you have Terry likes the 8. I'm going to go with the 2 horse here. We're talking about the 8 horse having the ability to find the stakes level racing, and the 2 horse Tales of the Heart have actually had stakes level races, group races over in Europe, and performed fairly well in those races. So I'm going to put that in there. That horse's workouts here in the States are hot. And usually Bill Mott, like, he's not known for running his horses really hard in workouts. And if the horse is putting up bullets, it's putting them up on its own. Getting first-time Lasix, I think, is helpful, too, for that horse. Saturday Flirt, the 9 horse, we know that's a stakes-level horse, too. It came out, won its debut with ease at Keeneland. And then Wesley Ward, like he likes to do at the spring meet, he took that horse over to Ascot, ran in a high-level group race over there, didn't fare very well. Brings it back to Keeneland. Then that 8 horse, which is Private Ross's best bet of the day, second race improvement, and he's got a hell of a chance to prove it's a stakes level horse. And then I have Latin Fever, the 3 horse. The turf breeding for this guy is tops in the field, coming in from Ireland, where he went off at 80-1 in its debut, a chance to be better in the second start after a layoff. The 12 was next on my list, so I'm going to put 15 to win, 5 to place on that 2 horse. Like I said, it's not common for Bill Mott to have horses that run bullets. He's proven he can win at group level or come close to winning in the group level over in Europe. An allowance race should be a great fit for this horse, no question about it. And then a 50-cent trifecta, 2, 8, 9 with the 2, 3, 8, 9, 12 with the 2, 3, 8, 9, and 12, which I think closes out my money for the day. We're going to close out the card at Keeneland today with race number 8. Terry, again, a reminder, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, follow us on our social sites down there below, and free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, link in the description for Turf Paradise. Use that. There's also a link in the description for our data sheet. Use that, and in just a few minutes, we'll go about time-stamping all of the races and posting everything at horseracingtoday.net.
And Keeneland's second race is going off. So,
all right. So right now in race number 2 at Keeneland, we have the 6 horse on the lead. Let's see, what do we got? Race number 2, Keeneland. We got the 6 and then the 11. So neither one of us has the 11 horse there, Terry. So we need that 6 horse to continue to hold that guy off. The 14 and the 7 are also deciding they want to get involved. We don't have that guy either. So we need that 6 horse, which is going to be a big favorite. The 14 horse is making up some ground. I don't know that he's going to catch that guy down there at all as the 6 horse continues to just pull away. So the 6 horse, the heavy favorite, going to be the winner in race number 2. What did he go off at?
6-5.
Yeah, so I mean, not that big of a favorite in there. So 6 horse, easy winner in race 2, back-to-back races. The horses that got to the lead kept the lead and never gave it up. The 11 horse, Truth or Consequences. Let's see if there was any. I think that was the one that we said would be on the lead, Terry. So it got forward in there, Terry, and stayed forward in there. That's indicating that speed probably will hold up today. 20-1, that guy went off at 7-1, so he did get a little bit of play for that early speed in there. A couple of other horses not showing up today that we hoped would, but we go through with our pick 4s, unfortunately, with the favorite on the top.
Yep.
Race 8, the final race of the day today. Terry, another 6 furlongs.
That's right. And you can see there, 6 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $16,000, $51,000 purse. For fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward.
Crypto codes for this one are 2, 8, and 9 in race number 8 for our good friend Private Ross. Let me make sure I get this off to race number 8 so we're all in the same place. Beautiful. For the third time today, 6 furlongs. Well, I don't know. We've seen the track hold up speed today, so I expect that you're going to see that all day on the dirt. 30% probably going to add to that going wire to wire. There's a strong rail bias where Princess is Olivia. That is Terry's best bet. He'll tell you why in just a moment. 2 and 3 get a discount. 4 and out are fair, but inside is better than outside. Speed-wise, Terry, in the final race, since we've seen 2 go wire to wire, who's got the best chance to do that here?
Well, there's 3 horses that are really close in the numbers there. That 2, 8, and 5, they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole.
Looks like a lot of them in here can find their way to a par race.
Yeah, there are. You can see there that all of them except for the 7, 8, 9, and 11 have in the past equaled or exceeded the speed par for this race. But then the other 4 are maybes, which means they came within 5 points of doing that.
Yeah, and a couple of those maybes in here, like the 7, better pace, better fractions. The 11, better pace, better fractions. The 4 horse, better pace at the back half of the race, better fractions. Got a couple of class droppers in the 2 and the 5 and the 6. Otherwise, everybody else facing a little bit tougher company here today. Terry, again, we see a lot of horses with good jockey-trainer combinations. Which are the best?
Well, the 1 shows the best jockey, 2 shows the best trainer, but actually the 2 and 3 have the best combination in here as far as I'm concerned, trainer-jockey.
Look at this race, Terry. Perfectly symmetrical, right? You have 1 speed horse, 1 closer, and then you have a co-pilot, pilot types, and then you have horses that don't mind closing or coming from the mid.
That's right.
An absolutely parallel race. Of these horses in the parallel race, who's going to get the best trip?
Well, it looks like the 2 feels like that this will be the best comfort race for that horse, the number 2, although all of them show a lot of comfort in here, but that 2 is the best.
Yeah, 2 might be a little left arrow action over here, too. It's one of our first call leaders up in here. Also, our simulation favorite in there as well, Terry. But didn't make our top total pace horses. This race looks like it can go a lot of different ways. The final race at Keeneland today, Terry, is going to go which way according to your work?
Well, I like the 1, Princess is Olivia. She has finished in the money in 7 races out of her last 9 starts and won 5 of those races. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and she can handle the distance. And then we'll do it live. The 4 won her last race, and her best start speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. And then the 5, There's a Silver Lining, is my 3rd choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer. And this trainer wins 21% of the claiming races. He has a horse running in, and she has the highest speed figure at today's distance. And her best 3rd speed is fast among today's starters. She's actually tied with another horse. And then the 6, Sally Surprise, won 2 races out of her last 3 starts, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm out of money, so I can't make. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, what are you talking about, Terry? No, you're out of money. You're going to make your best bet.
Yeah, the one is my best bet of the day, and I bet 15 to win, 25 to place. And then $5 exact of the 3, 4, 5, and 6 on top, with the 1 running second, and a $10 exact of the 1 on top with the 3, 4, 5, and 6 running second. So, yeah, I just gooped up there, didn't I?
That's okay. I think the 1 horse is probably going to be your winner as well. It has that rail edge, has success at Keeneland, has success at the distance. The only question for me, though, is this horse is coming off a layoff, and the first up record is at best We'll do it live. The 4 horse in the money, 7 out of 8 races at the distance. And one thing you know for sure is trainer Robertino Diodoro's horses will get after it from start to finish. The 5 horse, there is a Silver Lining. This is another one of those horses that's making a questionable drop today. It's in for a price, $16,000. The workouts are fine. Back class is tops in the field. But why are you selling this one for $16,000? I don't know. Even if it wins the race, you're going to get 16 plus, what about 30% of 50,000, so 60%, so another, what is that, 30 grand? I mean, I don't know. It tells me that the horse might have some problems. They don't want to deal with it and let another barn do it. Number 2 could be a Cougar. It is our simulation favorite. It is a class dropper. It's a left arrow PC type. Could be the pace setter. I'm not making the same mistake I made yesterday with a horse that had all of those things and ended up winning at 17-1. Sure would be a nice way to close out the pick 4 with a 17-1, provided we make it through the race of death. So race number 3, we have a bet. I'm going to do a $2 exact the key box, 5 with all. Race number 4, a 50-cent try box, 6, 9, 10, 11. Race number 5 is the race of death. Here are our pick 4s for those races, as well as a trifecta for me. Race number 6, we don't have any bets. Race number 7, I'm going to do 15 to win, 5 to place on the 2. Another trifecta. And then the final race today, Terry's best bet, race number 8 with the 1 horse in there, Princess Olivia. Here are our full picks for today. In race number 1, I think the 5 horse won. Race number 2, the 6 horse won. So let's see if Terry can keep the streak of all of his first picks winning. Only 8 races, so a short card. Very good chance that could happen in there today, Terry. Again, tomorrow, Aqueduct. You see all the social sites streaming down there below. Please follow us, subscribe, like, so that when we go live, you hear about it on Friday. And then that's it, Terry. Any final thoughts from you before we part today?
Yeah, I just need to make a little correction on my best bet. The 3 is scratched, and so I meant to put the 7 in there in place of the 3. So, and then, okay, with the 3 horse box 6 bet, you carry.
Well, he's talking about, boxing them.
Yeah,
I understand where you're coming from on that. So I try to pick a horse always that has some decent odds in a wide open race, hoping for a long shot to come in on top. Should have did that the other day with that prohibitive favorite, the 7 horse, where I had the 3 horses, the second selection, paid $47 to win. I mean, you hit that a couple of times, it's more than profitable. That's why I do trifectas as well as some win bets and stuff like that, because there's an opportunity to get profits there as well. In race number 3 right now, the 5 horse is, let's see, he's 5-2. So, I mean, I think if the 5-2 can come in second with maybe the 7 horse Copper Master on top, can make a little bit of money. We'll see. All right, Terry, any final thoughts from you again?
Yeah, no, just stay safe, have a good time this week, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Indeed. Again, free picks over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Link in the description below. Link to the data sheet in the description on YouTube as well. Till we get together again tomorrow for terrific Terry Thursday at Aqueduct. We hope that everything that you do today, tomorrow, has God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing ends up in the
winner circle.
Yes, we'll see you tomorrow for Aqueduct. Until then, make it a blessed hump day.